Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just a little over 3 months away from its official release by director J.J. Abrams and creator George Lucas and Disney and Lucasfilm in order to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is, of course, going to include many different revelations, twists, and turns, as well as surprises that will change our perception of the past 8 Star Wars movies that come before this one, which honestly could be a good or a bad thing for the franchise. It's all a matter of how everything is going to be executed on the big screen and how Disney and Lucasfilm are really going to organize all the different elements of the Skywalker saga into this particular movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intense for Episode 9. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Rey and Kylo Ren are fighting Darth Sidious in a lightsaber battle inside of a strange room or environment, where they are both said to be having trouble fighting the Sith Lord. It's explained that one of the scenes is said to involve Palpatine force-pushing Rey into a wall, where she becomes unconscious during the scene, where Rey eventually regains the ability to get back up and tosses the Skywalker saber to Ben Solo. In this sequence, it's explained that Kylo is facing Palpatine using both the Skywalker saber and his crossguard, where Kylo is said to eventually hear the Force Ghost voice of Anakin in the background, where Anakin is described to sound far older than ever before, as if he is in his 70s. It's explained that Anakin's Force Ghost tells the actual Kylo Ren character as a passage of the Prime Jedi that allows Ren to focus as he fights Sidious in a one-on-one saber duel that is described to be brutal and contains many prequel trilogy choreography elements in the moment. Another sequence is said to involve a scene where Kylo hears Anakin's voice again, telling him the ancient code of the Jedi that also allows Kylo to gain the upper hand against Sidious at one point in time. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams wants to really evolve the character of Kylo Ren, right? Now, this particular movie is going to show us a different version of Kylo Ren in comparison to how he was used in both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, which honestly I think is going to be a very interesting side because we have yet to hear any form of dialogue at all whatsoever of Kylo Ren in the upcoming footage, right? In the past 2 teaser trailers, we haven't heard any dialogue of Kylo Ren, and of course in the upcoming trailer, we're going to hear more dialogue related to Kylo, and get a better sense of exactly where Kylo Ren stands in this movie. So the one part that I do want to go over is of course how Kylo Ren and Rey are fighting Lord Sidious in a strange environment and or a room, and as this happens there's a moment in time in which Rey becomes unconscious and regains consciousness and is able to throw the Skywalker saber to Ben Solo, where he is now holding both the crossguard and the Skywalker saber at once, fighting, of course, Lord Sidious himself. Now, this is a nice little callback to what Anakin Skywalker did in Episode 2, when he was fighting against, of course, Count Dooku. And that's the great thing about Episode 9, right? Is that Kylo Ren's character is going to have a lot of parallels to that of Anakin Skywalker. Now, this is where the Force Ghost voice of Anakin is said to come into play, where he tells Kylo Ren a passage of the Prime Jedi and the ancient Jedi code in order to guide Kylo Ren throughout the actual fight as he fights Lord Sidious. Now, what I like so much about this is that this is expanding the Star Wars lore, right? Anything ranging from Jedi, Sith, and Force lore that's going to benefit and evolve the characters of Rey and Kylo. Now, the thing about Anakin Skywalker, at the end of the day, we do know that he is the true face of the Star Wars franchise, and it makes a lot of sense as to why his Force Ghost reaches out to his own grandson, Kylo Ren, and why he's trying to give him guidance of destroying Lord Sidious once and for all. This is the man who created Anakin to become Darth Vader, after all. He is the man who manipulated Anakin to become Darth Vader. So it would only make a lot of sense that this is basically Anakin's indirect way of really getting his own revenge on what Palpatine did to him many years ago. And I find that to be very poetic in a sense. Now, when we look at Episode 9, this movie is said to be very dark and gritty, and is said to be the darkest Star Wars film in the Skywalker saga. In fact, they aim to make it even darker than that of Revenge of the Sith, which really speaks volumes because, well, it tells us that they really want to make this film very much a film that stands out on its own, away from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, and more or less just a very dark Star Wars movie. And it's kind of funny because you would think it would be more of a heartwarming story to end the Skywalker saga or to be the last film of the Skywalker saga. But with Palpatine back and everything happening the way things are happening in this movie, it is indeed going to be a very dark film that's going to really rival against Revenge of the Sith. I'm not quite sure if it'll top it, that's a big question, but it'll definitely rival it, and that's exactly what they're trying to do at this point in time. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.